Welcome to the Nifty Race first episode. I'm Alex. This is Mike, owner-operators of Nifty Race. Mike, introduce yourself. Let the community know who you are.
So my name is Big Mike, and I've been in crypto since 2017. The first time that I bought crypto was for my dad, bought Bitcoin for him for Christmas. And we've always been computer guys, so it was just kind of one of those things where I wanted to check it out and see what it was, and I knew that it would be something that he liked because, you know, we've always been computer guys. And
what's your history with blockchain? Like, what blockchain did you get into at first?
So the first blockchain I got into was EOS, and I worked on a couple different projects there. One of them was called Tribe, and it was a online magazine, basically, which you would write stories for, and then you would earn the Tribe cryptocurrency for that. And I ended up being an editor for them. So, and then eventually I pretty much ran all the sort of background operations for everything.
How do they provide liquidity for that token if they're giving it as a paycheck? I'm curious.
They didn't.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Okay. No.
Moving on.
That was a huge issue for that token, for sure. There was no liquidity or anything. Like, it was just kind of like, let's see if this works, and it didn't work.
On EOS, Wax Chain, that's where I got started. Once again, I've said this in the past. My first NFT purchase was Tiger King NFTs. A little too late and a little too early, apparently, because I got into that, and then GPK Series 2 drops right directly after that. Not as big a hit as number one, for sure, but I kind of dumped a lot. You know, it's your first NFT. You get really excited about stuff like that. So I really went on Tiger King NFTs.
Messed that one up a bit, unfortunately. They had a winner with Series 1, and then they decided to do the thing where Topps does, and they overproduced the series that nobody was really interested in, and it didn't do extremely well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're a Funko Pop or Match or some collectibles company, they really don't know how to treat their community really well, to be honest with you. And I've been there for a long time, and I'll say it straight out. Those people are just something else. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We are talking about EOS Wax Chain a little bit, partially. It's the beginning for Nifty Race. So let's talk about that.
Or Antelope now, actually.
I know. What is that all about, you know?
Well, that's a whole nother story with Block One and blah, blah, blah. And we probably shouldn't get into that too hard.
Well, you know what? Nifty Race isn't just your average pony racing game, Mike, is it? It's a thrilling journey where you become the owner, trainer, and champion of your very own virtual stable. Can you go into that a little bit?
In Nifty Race, owning a pony means you have to hit the track and compete for glory. But don't worry. If you don't own a pony yet, you can still participate by selecting a pony to back and potentially win the race. So basically, Nifty Race is a blockchain smart contract that we designed to use our Dust cryptocurrency and Nifty Wizards NFTs, and obviously our Nifty Race NFTs as well, which will be the new collection. And what it does is it allows you to race your horses, your NFTs, and also you can pick which horses or ponies you think will win in the ticket section.
Okay, so let's just say you wanted to pick a pony to win. What would you need to own for that, just to be a part of that, if you didn't own a pony?
So you would need a ticket, which will be a fairly cheap option. I think we're going to price them at about $5.
Okay.
And that will allow you to pick a race. Generally, there's several races. The more people enter ponies, the more races that there will be. And every time you pick a race, you can pick either a winner, or you can pick what's called trifecta. And what the trifecta is in horse racing, trifecta means that you pick the first place horse, the second place horse, and the third place horse all in a row, essentially. So it's an extremely hard thing to do, and it will be rewarded very well as well. But it's something that's not for the faint of heart. And if you want something that's sort of easier, then you can just go for a win, or you have the option to stake 100,000 dust, and that will allow you to pick both with one ticket. essentially. So, and then if you have multiple tickets, then for each ticket, you will need to stake 100,000 dust to be able to choose both options, essentially.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going over the site right now. It seems really cool. I did see where it came from prior to the upgrades here. It looks really clean, right? I mean, I thought I was visiting a hospital when I first visited the site.
Compared to the like blue and white thing that we originally designed, which I mean, Alshaf is amazing. I love him. He's been our developer for almost a year now. He's literally changed his project so much, but he will fully admit that he is not a front end guy. So he basically just made a sort of a bare bones site for us to test the contract, which was cool. And we did test the contract, and it's been working flawlessly. So that's amazing. His smart contracting skills are awesome. And we really love him for that. But we're super happy to have this sort of new front end, which shows a little bit more of our versatility and what our artist Paolo can do. He's been with us since the beginning.
He's amazing.
Yeah, we really love him. He designs all our pixel NFTs and does all our art, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. So just to be somebody showing up to the track, you buy a ticket, you stake 100K if you want to do the trifecta at least. But if you just want to walk through the door, buy a ticket, and then start to pick whatever pony you think is going to win, that's all you need? Or as a ticket holder, do you need to stake as well? Anything?
I mean, you need to stake your ticket. So basically the NFTs need to be staked to the contract so that we know that you're not going to sell them or move them or do anything untoward with them. And as soon as that happens, the contract will recognize them and it will allow you to play with them essentially. And so every 3 hours we have another set of races, and that will allow you to use your ticket to pick from one of those races. Many people will choose to get many tickets. I know I have quite a few myself, and I generally try and pick quite a few races. And then if you go to the results option, once the races are done, then you can see the results and see what happened and whether or not you won. And we have a little race. I do a little call, which is kind of fun. Unfortunately, the sound isn't working at the moment. We have to get that fixed, but that was part of the front end.
So just for a ticket holder, so now we understand that you just need to buy a ticket, stake it, and then go pick your race and your horse. If you have, let's just say there's 5 races going on because of the amount of ponies and the amount of people who are tacking up for races. If you have 5 tickets, you'll be able to stake 5 tickets and get into each race, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So basically every ticket is an entry for one race, and the more tickets that you own, the more races that you are able to participate in. And it basically just allows you to pick what you think the outcome will be. And then if you want to buy a pony, then you can stake that as well. And then that will actually be entered in the race. And you can choose which pony you think that will win as well. And generally people like to wager that theirs will win.
Okay. So if you wanted to race your pony, would you need a ticket and a pony?
Nope. Nope. As long as you own a pony, you just stake that and it's automatically entered. And then for the next round, you'll need to do what's called tacking up, which is basically a term in racing, which means that you're putting on the saddle and all the sort of things that you need so that the jockey can ride the pony. And so you'll tack them up, and then they'll be entered automatically into the next race. If you have multiple ponies, we won't allow you to enter them in the same race, obviously, because you could dominate one race. So what will happen is it will split them up into multiple races. And so if you say enter 5 ponies, then you'll have a pony in each of the 5 races that comes up, depending on how many people enter and all of that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So do you know how many ponies you guys are going to be releasing? Because currently there's none for sale. The only people who have ponies, which aren't a part of the total supply, I believe, right? Only
They're
people who
actually
have
on
them
the
were
Nifty
testing.
Wizards collection,
Okay.
and we will be releasing NFTs for this game on Nifty Race collection. And so
Awesome.
what we're going to do is initially we're going to drop 100 ponies, which are our Sheffies and
Nice.
Shetland ponies, and they will be available to the public, but it's basically sort of a beta sale, let's call it, because we're still going to be doing some testing and stuff and figuring out all the little things. And that will be directed
I say that though, Mike. I know that you guys have been testing it for a while and worked out most of the kinks. So when you're saying that to the community, I don't want them to be a little weary on if it's going to be working or not when you get your pony. It's
No,
already
it
working.
works.
Yeah.
It works. It's been working for like 4 months, but I just mean that like
Perfectionist. I'm gonna be honest
yes,
with you.
I am definitely a perfectionist. I like to make sure that things work good and that they look
This
good.
made because he's such a perfectionist. All right. It almost did not get made.
Yes, well, Alex likes to change things on me last minute, so that can be
I
somewhat
do.
frustrating sometimes.
That's my problem, right? All right. So, I mean, when it comes to ownership, I think we went over that. And as far as the order of operation, so if order of operation, so if you're just somebody who's coming to pick a race and try your luck, buy a ticket, stake it, boom, you're automatically entered. After you pick your pony, you're into that race. If you want to race a pony, you buy a pony, you tack it up, automatically you're in the next race.
Yep. And the big stumbling block there is that people have to wait 3 hours from the time that they stake it. Not necessarily depending on where we are with the races, but it's hard for us to give that instant gratification when we also allow you to pick which ones are going to win, because just like a real race, you need to know what ponies are available on race day to bet on. And then people need to organize all the tickets and everything and all that kind of stuff in real life. So in our version of that, it's basically we create a list of the ponies that are entered, and then that list is put through the ticket page. You're able to pick which ones you think are going to prosper.
That's awesome. I think that will create volume too, because if there's multiple races going on daily and you have to wait 3 hours, you're going to be like, okay, maybe I'll buy another ticket. Maybe I'll buy another pony, whatever the case is for you. Nice.
And as far as the countdown thing goes, actually, eventually, what I really want to do is include NFTs from other collections and also drop more of our own. And we will have races that are sort of ongoing. So not only will it be ponies, but there'll be horses and Alien Worlds NFTs or whatever the case may be. And
that's cool.
So essentially at that point the countdown will be much smaller, because there will be a much smaller window between those races, because they'll essentially be a different set of races.
I feel like we covered most of this stuff already. I have a little listy here that I do before shows. Besides what we just talked about when it comes to ownership and getting into the game, I think we covered a lot of that stuff. I know we don't have a date yet, right, on when the drop for the ponies will be. That might be in the next video, potentially.
I think so. I think what our goal here is just to sort of get a couple of these videos under our belt so that we can start to create some content, so that we can start to drop stuff on the regular. And then once we have that done, then we can sort of figure out a promotional timeline. But really, I'd like to get sort of the sale happening by the end of the month at the latest.
Yeah, same. That would be cool, man. I'd love to get out there and start racing for real. I mean, I've tested the game out before. I'm having a blast with it. I don't want the video to get too long. I think what we'll do in the next video is we'll review in depth the stable page, the tickets page, and the results page a little bit more now that we have an introduction on what Nifty Race is. And we'll get into depth about Dust, the token, and how it ties into the game. Get into it more. If you guys are Dust holders, you already see how this is playing out. We're utilizing Dust here. We're delivering value. And by we, I mean, I'm making content. Mike's over here working. We're trying to bring something cool to the community and and create a deflationary situation for Dust and really start to deliver to the Dust community. We've all been underserved for a long time, and that's because of unforeseen circumstances. This is a really good game. It's really fun. And who else is doing it over here right now, Mike? I don't see anybody else like really innovating over here. Most people have moved on. It's really quiet in the space right now. There's a huge community that are waiting for games like this, and for us to kind of pick up where we left off, right?
I don't think we ever left off.
I don't think so.
Day one, and I've built a lot of stuff, me and Elshaf, over the last couple of years. But I think that our big fault has always been promotional. And so that's kind of what we're trying to take care of now and make sure that that gets done well too. And we can leverage all this infrastructure that we built for Dust and Nifty Wizards and make it all into sort of one big game, which essentially encompasses both worlds.
Yeah, and when I was speaking right now, it was a general statement about the EOS and Wax communities in general, not about Dust. I mean, I know it's been going on with you guys and how much you guys have been working, and I'm glad you did acknowledge the fact of the lack of marketing. But hey, I mean, once again, there was unforeseen circumstances, and you're great at building. It's like you can't be great at everything, and we're doing it right now. And now you have something to deliver before you sell something to somebody. You guys don't even sell Dust. This is a free token.
No,
it's like
always been
it's crazy. You guys have gotten so much heat for something you never even sold. I'm like, so, and now you're giving it utility with this game. And with the deflationary plans that we've talked about before, and what the plans are for Dust and the future of it, I mean, there's really nothing to complain about in the beginning, but especially now. Look at what's happening. Look what they're doing. It's not that they haven't been working. It's just that they have. And now you're about to see a finished product before we sell you some ponies.
Yeah, we generally try and get stuff done and then talk about it later. And that's super backwards in this industry. And I understand that. But I honestly feel like that's more honorable. And I would much rather have something to sell than selling pipe dreams. And hopefully it comes true.
Well, I'm a community member just like you. You've been through it. I've been through it. We've all been through it that are watching this right now. And that's exactly what you want to hear. And you know who Mike is. He's here. He hasn't gone anywhere. Still been here in the communities, always around. I want to close the video out and let you guys get back to what you're doing. And I want to say thank you for being here. First video for Nifty Race. There's going to be a ton more. So follow the channel and just stay tuned. Join the chats. All the links that you need will be below. All of them. Don't get links from anywhere else.
Like and follow. Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Yes. Till then, take care. All right, Mike, we're recording. I'll edit out the beginning of this. I'll kick it off, and we'll do the introduction and talk a little bit. Do that whole thing.
Which you can
Yes.